Hello and welcome to the Comic Conspiracy, episode 383, part 2 of our Best of 2018 episode. We're going to be talking about our favorite Marvel, DC, independent comics, and we got a little white elephant surprise for the beginning of the podcast. We'll get to that in just 1 second, though.
A couple weeks late. But...
Yeah, it's fine. It's mid-January already. It's all good. Still opening gifts. My name is Ryan Higgins, who's here with me this week.
Brock Sager.
Lane.
Kevin.
And Scott.
It's like we never left.
And stick around after the outro of this podcast because both Charlie and Bryce will be providing us their top
people
three.
People are probably going to think of deja vu. They're like, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
I already listened to this podcast.
Yeah, top 3 comic books
Oh, comics.
from Marvel DC, and maybe we'll talk about some independent books as well. Before we start, though, our wonderful friend Lane has brought a number of white elephant gifts for us, and I thought it'd be fun to open on air. If you know how white elephant gifts are, they're wrapped. They don't know what's what. They're not for anyone specific. We have a list of how we're going to go through these.
I must say, Lane is spot on with the comic book wrapping paper.
Oh, the wrapping paper is
like
great.
The Justice League. He's got
Yeah.
the Batman animated.
Yeah.
There is
all
no
DC,
Marvel,
no Marvel, right?
wrapping
Exactly,
paper.
exactly.
So you know, despite anything, you're going to enjoy opening these.
Because Toby and Charlie are not here, we're going to have someone's going to have to randomly pick for them, so we'll figure that out when we
Is there
get
one for
to
Bryce?
them.
I have something for Bryce.
Oh, okay.
Now, how
Am I shipping that
White
to him?
Elephant works is we're going to have go through and pick. First person goes. That's going to be Kevin Sharp. We chose randomly here. So you choose. Now what happens
But I
is
have
if
to be on commentary while I'm unwrapping.
No, I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. Don't worry. Now, what happens is after you open the gift, if someone, and you get to explain what it is to the people listening at home. Now, after you open it, if someone else, when it's their turn, they could steal that gift from you, in which case you either steal from someone else or you choose another present. Now, you can only steal 3 times, so we do have to keep track. Because you can't just steal forever, right? I mean, there has to be an end.
And what about the people in your white elephant rules?
Well,
yeah. Number 1.
What if someone is stolen from?
Yep. They can't. No stealbacks either. No stealbacks.
No, but I mean,
course.
if I took your gift,
Yeah.
then are you steal immune the rest of the game?
No. I either then steal from someone else if they have a gift, or I choose a new gift.
Yeah, but I mean, can you be stolen from again?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
At
Well,
any
you
point,
play a
yeah.
cutthroat white
Yeah,
elephant.
and
All
whoever
right.
goes first also. Whoever
for
goes
him
first.
to get something he wants, if you stole it from him, he can't steal it back. But if somebody else steals it, he can. Steal
No,
it
I
from
can
them.
steal it back as long as it's a later turn. If it's not
Okay.
like a direct steal back. Now, like he can't steal from me, and then I steal back from him immediately.
Okay.
Now, whoever goes first also goes last. So, Kevin, you do get last pick. If you want to steal at the very end, you still can.
Well,
so.
why does he get the last
Because
pick?
he picks first.
Yeah.
Why does he pick first?
Because that's the random number. The random list generator came up with that.
What's my number?
You are number. What's your name? You're number 4.
Is it under Scott or Josh?
It's under Scott. Kevin, why don't you start us off? Open a
All
gift.
right.
Explain to the
So,
people listening at home.
I am looking at a pile of 6 gifts right now. 4 of them are approximately the same dimensions, and you know what? I am going to go with the thing in the
unwrapped.
the priority
unwrapped
envelope.
in the Priority Mail Express envelope.
Now, Lane,
Yeah, that's getting stolen.
what is the
Right there.
rationale
I just
for
want the
the?
package.
Is this just a last minute gift in case?
No, it was I wasn't sure how many were going to be here.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
I rushed put one more in just in case because I
Lane-
miscounted.
Lane,
I
you
always
are-
miscount.
Lane-
Santa Lane always comes bearing gifts. I mean,
Santa Lane is very generous.
It's a real thing, guys. It's a real
Yeah.
thing. And if you're good, he carries a list around
But
all
see,
year
I
long.
feel like I've already won because I already got a great gift from Lane, and so whatever happens in this game, it's like playing with house money.
All right.
Right.
Inside this package,
Oh, it's 2 comic books.
comic book.
it is Lieber Mayho and an Adam Hughes sketchbook.
How to draw books.
Okay. No. I'm laughing
Book.
just because of who posted that they couldn't figure
boobs.
out who Lieber Mayhew.
Mayho is. Yeah, Lieber Mayho.
I think about
That's
that. Like the problem with this podcast is I'll go through honestly like a day and think of stupid crap that I've seen or heard, and I laugh because I was like, "Who's Lieber Mayhew?
Lieber Mayho.
Who's Lieber Mayhew? I don't know."
Lieber Mayho.
I know. Well, the only reason
Yeah,
I
no,
knew that is because he asked the question first.
Nice. Okay.
Dude, how to draw boobs
How to draw-
Adam Hughes is
and
how to draw
attract
boot.
other morons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the Lieber
Yeah,
Mayo
more crap.
2007 sketchbook and the Adam Hughes How to Draw Boobs sketchbook.
They
So,
should both be signed.
And they're signed.
yeah,
Oh, very
that's
cool.
All right.
That's a
Very nice.
all-pro
That's a
gift.
very
Number
nice.
number 2 is Toby. Now, who's going to pick for Toby? 1, 2, 3, not it.
Toby.
Oh, okay. Apparently
Scott is stepping up. Now, Scott, you better pick wisely here because you're going to hear unending shit
Now,
from Toby. if you...
would Toby steal those? You have to think Toby.
Oh, it's true.
Would Toby steal those?
It's got boobs.
Oh, Toby would totally steal these.
All
So
right.
he's stealing them.
Yeah, Toby, because I know you like Lieber Mayo
Mayo.
He definitely likes Adam Hughes.
and you like Adam Hughes. So
And boobs.
you have two cool things.
So, Scott, you do get to pick again.
No, I'm not.
Oh, sorry, Kevin. You do get to.
So
you,
do I
You
or
cannot steal back
you
immediately.
said I'm the last pick.
But
You have to
because you
have
were
a
stolen
gift.
from, you now get to choose
Okay.
another gift. There's no one else to steal from.
All right.
So now you have to choose
I'm
another
wrapping
gift.
another. Okay, I'm going to take the Justice League wrapping paper.
Now these are all like. I mean, are they all like CGC size? I mean, is that kind of like
Kind of.
about maybe a little smaller? Maybe
Depends
not.
on what he
It's
packaged.
mostly the packaging.
Yeah.
They're all packed.
It's kind of like you put them in a comic book display boxes.
Now the question
Shipping-
is,
shipping
will
box.
Ryan be
Yeah.
editing this episode to eliminate all the dead air of people unwrapping?
no, unwrapping paper.
We're trying to vamp during the unwrapping.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Well,
Go-
keep
go-
vamping because now there's a
You're gonna
further
need
package
that.
inside the wrapping.
I got it.
Okay, we need a knife here apparently for this
You
stuff.
probably should just go get the little zip zip.
Why?
Keep
Exacto.
vamping.
Because that's it. I tried to vamp before with my whole
Brock, why don't
story
you go grab
about
a
Lieber.
Box cutter.
yeah.
All right, inside this cardboard box is Michael Turner's Fathom Number 0.
Sorry, Toby.
Signed by Michael Turner.
Sorry,
that's pretty
Toby.
good. That's the Wizard Special, I believe. We're like deep in like the mid aughts right now. Like this is like early aughts, mid
What
aughts.
now,
So
Toby?
that's it. So that's
Sorry, I
yours.
couldn't get
Next
that one
is
for you,
number
Toby.
3.
You got to leave it out. Just throw throw the box on the
Yep.
floor.
Number 3 is Brock.
Oh,
Brock,
I'm
you stealing?
No, I thought we were going just around.
Nope, I got my randomized list here.
No, I'm not going to steal.
All right, since I'm supposed to be doing play-by-play, listeners.
I'll open the one that has Harley on the animated.
Yeah,
so it's
we knew
Harley.
that was
Harley.
coming.
Love me some Harley.
Now we do have one box down there that's like DVD or Blu-ray shaped,
Oh,
and
God.
that's kind of the
When Lane's done those before, it's been
is that the big question? Is that could that possibly be Ghost Rider 2 on Blu-ray? That's my hope. That's where I'm.
So
I'm
there's
going.
one Blu-ray box, and the others are all approximately.
it's a team.
They're the T-mailer, yeah. For mail order customers of Comics Conspiracy, you've seen these T-mailers quite regularly. We use these often. These come from Diamond Comics Distributor. Your comic stores can provide these to you for a small charge if you want to purchase them from them. You should ask them. They're really good. If you ship comics, use T-mailers. Very good to ship.
These are really great.
Like I'm not actually vamping. Like it's legitimately they're really good ways to ship comics.
Oh, I got a certificate of authenticity.
I'm smelling that Wizard Magazine promo.
Oh no, this is more up
Hero Magazine.
This is more up of a Larson variety. It's the
What is this?
it looks like it's the J. Scott Campbell Uncanny X-Men #1. Oh no! Oh you fucked Toby hard. You fucked Toby so hard.
Hey, we can still steal, man. The game's not over.
I can steal for Toby.
This is the J. Scott Campbell signed Rogue and Gambit exclusive cover. Ooh, look at that.
That's a really good one.
Toby, stop playing Marvel Puzzle Quest to pay attention to the White Elephant game.
That's a real good one.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, that's a fire
Let me
truck
see
going by.
that
So number 4 is actually Scott.
So
Scott, you
I'm
have.
looking at my choices of a possible Blu-ray.
Remember, you can also steal from Toby. Oh, you can steal from Brock. Steal that Rogue and Gamut cover. It's a pretty nice one.
It is nice.
That's a real nice one. There's a few
But
other
I feel
ones.
like if you were a really friend of Toby, you'd find a way to get that to him. Anyway.
Yeah, so that eliminates you. Don't worry about it.
That eliminates
But
me.
you're playing Toby, so you can steal it.
I
No,
am
he's
going-
Scott now. He's totally
I'm
Scott now.
I am going with Wonder Woman and the comic packing box.
Mm-hmm.
And I am, as my grandmother says, save the paper. I'm not going to save the paper. I'm going to rip it.
How do you save wrapping paper?
Are you seriously?
Dude.
You just have a knife and you get it off
Yeah,
and you lay it
it's-
flat and it's a skill.
disgusting.
My grandmother was a Depression era woman.
So
and she
I
saved
wrap.
everything.
It's like I'm folding like chunks of paper on top of each other
you're
and like
gi-
rolling it in
you're-
balls.
You're a giant child.
That's the worst.
Why
I
not
can't.
just use a gift bag?
I normally do.
He literally walks up to you and goes, "Merry Christmas."
Here's a gift card.
Here's a gift card.
Yeah, I can't wrap gifts at all. There's just no possible way. There's no way. I'm the worst at wrapping gifts.
Now, if Lane's like me, and he probably is, and he has these shipping things, it's his favorite thing to get them in the mail when they come.
It's like Christmas every day.
Isn't it? It is. It's the gift, and it keeps on giving. Even though you bought it, it's still, when you get it, it's like a gift.
Watching you open this T-mailer's making me.
There is something cool about opening gigantic boxes of comic books every single week because I'm like, ooh, what's going to be the special surprise this week? It's not always. I usually know what we're getting, but when you actually crack open that box,
Sometimes
you're like,
they give you stuff you didn't even
Sorry.
order.
that does happen.
All right.
I'm hiding it from everybody because I want to see it first.
Don't hide your voice from the microphone.
Ooh, I want this one.
Oh, that's yours.
It is a exclusive signed J. Scott Campbell Domino #1 cover.
Ooh.
It's the white cover Domino. People have seen that one online. That's a big one. So look for that
Actually, I
one.
don't think that one is signed.
Oh, it's not signed?
I think that's
not?
the one that isn't signed. Yeah.
No, it's not signed.
That's still good.
It's exclusive,
Yes.
and so that's mine.
I
It's a
don't
good cover.
I don't think I want to steal. Like, I'm not in a stealing mood. I want to see what that DVD is. I want to see what that Blu-ray is. I'm feeling lucky here. I'm feeling lucky.
Come on, Big Bang Season 1.
No.
Yes.
I've changed my mind.
Lane has laid his trap
Did he do
and
it?
walked right into
he do
it.
Did he do it?
Big Bang Theory Season 1. Come on. And he's going to be stuck with it if it is.
Wait, is this out on Blu-ray already? What? Is
is
Venom actually out on Blu-ray?
Yeah, it came out this week.
What the hell? Cool, I don't have to buy this. Excellent. Excellent. I got Venom on Blu-ray. Fantastic.
I was hoping-
legitimately awesome gift. Thank you, Lane. Cool.
Somebody's-
This really came out?
I'm going to open for
Didn't I
Chuck.
just see this in
I'm
the
gonna-
theater?
Okay,
like,
well, by the
last
time
week?
people are hearing this, it's been out for 2 weeks.
Like 3 weeks.
It's been out for 3 weeks.
I seriously thought this. I'm like legitimately surprised this is already out on
It
Blu-ray.
was this. It dropped.
He thinks
like,
it's like a bootleg.
I
that Lane
seriously, like,
stole off
wow,
of
I-
Chuck.
it was out like right at
Dude, Santa
like, right
Lane,
at Christmas.
it's not out yet.
Did it-
It's not out
It's
yet.
not out yet. This doesn't come out till, like, March, right?
Santa Lane got it
That's
early.
crazy fast.
Yeah, I just made it myself.
When did we see Venom?
Black Panther came out like 2 months afterwards on Bluray.
Venom did not come out 2 months ago. When did this
Yeah.
come out?
Like
End of October, beginning of November?
yeah.
Yeah.
So like 6 weeks ago? What the fuck? All right. Well, Charlie's not stealing that one.
Hold on.
You're Charlie. So Scott, why don't you be Charlie as well? You can get a trading war with
Dude, I'm
yourself.
calling Charlie right now on the phone
Wait, you
and
gotta
asking
see what
him.
you've got to.
There's you can. I think Charlie would just take the last gift,
Yes.
and we can keep
Yeah.
we can keep the
Charlie.
trading.
Charlie is too nice.
We can keep the trading to a minimum here. So why don't we just
Look
go
at
for the
look at
last
Ryan's
gift?
trying to troll everybody into not stealing because he
I want
wants
my,
to
I want
keep
my
it.
Blu-ray.
I feel like if I really wanted,
steal it.
no, I just want to go home eventually.
Just steal it.
We still have lists to get to.
We do. We got a lot of comic books to talk about here.
So let's get this open.
So we're going to open up the last one for Charlie.
Less stealing than expected, but that's okay. They're all good gifts.
Yeah.
It's a fragile handle with care box. Congratulations, everybody! Handle with care. No, it's not.
If this was the Big Bang Theory season 1, we're throwing it in the trash. Like, just so you know,
I would have been so
Proud. I would have been very
the
proud
way
of
that Lane laid that trap for you, and you just walked right. What's this strange circle of rope on the ground?
I would not have allowed anyone to sully themselves by taking it.
No, you would
Now
have
we
just
know
thrown
what
it
to do
at me
next
and
year.
said, "This is what you're stealing."
Yeah. Now we're done. So let's see what Charlie got. Okay.
And Charlie. Oh, Kevin can steal that from you.
Yeah, Kevin can. Kevin has last steal.
All right.
So let's see.
Oversized magazine. Oh, Charlie got
Oh,
the Marvel swimsuit edition. Once again, did you do this last Christmas? When did these come in?
I think you gave one to Bryce because he had never. He says he had never seen them before. Bullshit.
2 Marvel swimsuit specials.
These are the magazine-sized ones.
Magazine size, and right on the cover, there's some Silvestri art with Rogue on the cover of one.
That is not what She-Hulk looks like. By the way, like She-Hulk looks like 80 pounds there. Like that is not She-Hulk. She-Hulk should be like twice that size.
I know Charlie's going to be pumped and probably going to give him to one of his sons when they start getting old enough.
Jesus.
Unless Kevin steals them. Kevin,
you gotta steal.
You gotta steal.
Now this can be
something.
we can do the steal roundabout here. This can never end. This can go on forever at this point.
Do I take pity on the listeners?
Toby only gets 2 steals.
Okay, so looking at this selection of gifts, just for the sake of the rules here, I can steal from anybody at this table.
Yeah, you can.
Correct.
You can.
And then
they steal from someone, and they steal from someone, and the gifts because you basically will.
But
so
I have this Fathom right now.
Yeah,
if I steal from someone else, it would
switch.
So it's a swap.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Last gift I think it is just a switch at that point because that wouldn't work because you're not like really stealing. So yeah, if you want
any of these gifts at this table are fair game.
If you want to do the switch, it's yours.
This is some good radio, huh?
Including the one hanging over there.
Yeah, the one he's trying to hide over there.
Yeah.
There's no Blu-ray. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was thinking about how I wanted to add Venom to my home collection because the theatrical experience just wasn't enough. I am. Sorry, everybody. Feel free to fast forward this. I'm going to stick with the Fathom.
All right.
Oh, there we go.
We'll do it. That's good.
That's it.
We all got some gifts. Thank you, Lane.
Lane, that was awesome.
Thank you, Lane.
You're welcome.
Michael Turner. Not going to get any more of those signed, so
Nope.
That's a cool gift. Excellent. Let's talk about some comic books. What'd you say?
Why not?
He's dead.
When did he die?
Like a decade ago.
Yeah, like 2000.
Yeah, he died a long time ago. Yeah, it's really sad. Yeah, he died. He was super young when he died too. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, very sad stuff.
So to review, Toby ended up with two sketchbooks,
the Liber Mayo sketchbooks. I ended up with Domino.
Charlie ends up with 2 Marvel swimsuit specials.
I got an Uncanny X-Men #1. Campbell.
That's
Nice.
sweet.
Gambit.
That's a great cover. The Rogue and Gambit one's really, really good. Did Toby not get any of those? Do you know?
No. He didn't.
What a fool. I got the Venom Blu-ray. Sweet. All right. We've got some comic books to talk about here. Why don't we just go on the same list? This list we picked. Why don't we talk about our top... We're going to start with Marvel. Why don't we talk about our top... the actual reason we recorded this podcast, by the way, too. We are doing our top 3... And then, of course, any honorable mentions if you would like. Marvel, DC comics, Marvel list, and then a DC list. We're also going to talk about some independent stuff, and then just any general end-of-year talk about comic books. Next week's episode, assuming the numbers are up, will be the end-of-year number discussion. So we're going to talk about the December sales charts, the end-of-year sales charts, this comics conspiracy sales charts. So for all you number nerds, there's going to be a lot of talk next week. If you hate those... it could be 2 weeks. It depends on when they run the end-of-year numbers, but it should be next week. Let's start with Kevin. Marvel Comics released some comics. Marvel Comics released some comics in 2018. You've read some of them.
I've read some.
Why don't you let me know about your top 3 in a 3-2-1 order, please,
okay.
if you have it.
I do. So number 3 is Peter Parker, the Chip Zdarsky Peter Parker series. Number 2 is X-Men Extermination, which is over now, yes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was the surprise for me because I have not picked up an X-Men book in years.
Yeah.
And I was able to follow this story. I knew almost who everyone was, and I really liked the art, and I just had a blast reading that series.
Why did you gravitate towards that one?
Okay, because it was going to be discussed on an episode of this show.
Yeah.
So see, you roped me in on this. I came and picked it up to read for the show.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed the first issue. I liked the art a lot. The story was fun and fast moving, and plus it got me a 80s flashback of seeing that Vampire Storm from the annual in the 80s, who I hadn't seen literally since the 80s. Yeah, and then I was hooked after the first one. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to put it on the all-time great X-Men series on a bookshelf, but it was a lot of fun. So number one, I was ready months ago, if we'd done this, ready to say, even before I'd read it, it's got to be Fantastic Four. That's how much I was looking forward to that. And number one is Marvel 2-in-1. Now, the caveat being, I loved Marvel 2-in-1 when Jim Chung was doing the art. Mm-hmm. I like Marvel 2-in-1 now.
Well, it's over now.
Yes. Well, okay, now as of the end.
Yeah.
But averaging out love and I'm going to say liked very much.
Yeah.
And that series was just a lot of fun. And
again, Chip Zdarsky.
Yeah. Chip Zdarsky, 2 slots on this list.
Yeah.
Which is surprising because I don't really even think of him as a Marvel creator.
He is now. I mean, he's fully into Marvel. Yeah, he is really good. I like Chip Zdarsky quite a bit.
FF is TBD. I'll just say that after the first, 5 in or 4 in?
Yeah.
Well, by the time people are hearing this, it's 5.
It's 5, yeah. I haven't, 5 is already out. It may actually be 6 by the time this comes out.
Okay.
So I haven't read 5. I haven't read the Wedding issue yet, but I've read all the others, and I like it. I think I want the FF, them to just kind of be back normal, and then go from there. Yeah. And the upcoming issues, I don't know if you've seen, the next arc is a Doom and Galactus thing, so I think that should probably be the arc that's going to push it to where it needs to be. Starting with a weird Great Lakes Avengers.
Yeah,
it was not the strongest start.
And there was just too many characters for me in the first arc.
Yeah,
I want the Fantastic
Four. Yeah.
All right, so those are my top 3: Peter Parker, Extermination.
And Peter Parker's been real fun too this year.
Marvel 2-in-1.
Any honorable mentions?
I thought we were.
Well, for Marvel,
Marvel.
Is there anything?
No, I haven't read enough Marvel to comment beyond those titles.
Well, the next one on the list would be Brock.
Ooh,
Brock, Marvel Comics.
Shit, did I read any?
You like to pretend you don't read any Marvel comics or like Marvel, so
I think I haven't really read anything Marvel this year.
Okay. Let me know before I ask you. Before we start recording. So I
have my list. I have my list.
Part.
So what is your list?
My list is Star Wars, Darth Vader, and Poe Dameron.
Poe Dameron is number 1?
No. Sorry. Reverse order.
So Poe,
Vader, Star Wars.
Hey, man, I mean, that's fine, too.
I read The Avengers number 1. Yeah. I read Fantastic Four number 1. But I just... Nothing has grabbed me. The artwork in Thor turns me off. I want to finish Jason Aaron's run, but I just can't get behind the artist on it for that.
Well, Ed McGuinness did a couple issues, right? I mean, is he even on it anymore?
The Weird World artist?
Oh, Thor. Sorry.
Thor,
yeah. Sorry, I thought you said Avengers.
No, Avengers. I just read the first one. I was like, nah.
Yeah.
No. I mean, nothing really stood out this year for me. I mean, I haven't even read Uncanny X-Men number 1 to see how it is. Like, I've read the Star Wars books, but
yeah.
So, I mean, it's sad to say, but I don't have the same connection to the creators.
Yeah.
So honorable mentions, I guess, would be Thor if it wasn't that artist, and Fantastic Four was okay, but. The first issue, I don't think that first issue did really well at drawing people in, and it didn't give me any inkling to want to read the next one. Like you said, I think just because there's a lot of characters in that first issue, they had that filler stuff in the back.
For which one?
For that first issue of Fantastic Four, like there was the story, and then there was this extra.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, I hate it when they do that in the first issue. It's like, really? So
I don't know.
I reread Vision.
I've reread Infinity Gauntlet, you know.
Honestly, I mean, I reread Vision. Oh, yep. Okay.
Man, the Dark Phoenix saga was fucking great this year, man. It was so good.
Hey, if that's the only Marvel you read.
Honorable mentions if you've read old stuff and you want to talk about it, sure.
No, I mean,
Lane, I know you're always...
I wanted to say one thing.
Yeah.
So this is already out in the January previews.
Yeah.
but Thanos is getting an omnibus.
Yeah.
Where the F is the Jason Aaron like Volume 1 Thor omnibus?
It's they'll do that when it's over.
Jesus.
They'll do that when it's over.
I think the god you want to curse right now is Odin when you're talking about the Thor omnibus.
Jesus.
Lane, you like any Marvel stuff from this year? You got three for your top list?
I'm also short on the list, but yeah, I guess I have. Well, I guess
Can you scrounge 3 up?
for number 3, I'm just going to say it's kind of a mix between two because the two books are just starting, and there's only like 4 issues, so it's hard to say they're worth.
Yeah.
Which is Cap and the Punisher, the reboots.
I mean, you're a full arc in on both of those. Yeah, you're fine.
So that's basically my number 3. Number 2 is probably Old Man Hawkeye,
Okay.
and number 1 was Thor up until the reboot.
Again, with that art though, huh? Not into it.
Into the art.
The Mundo.
And just also like I mentioned to you before, I didn't really like the last issue of the Jane,
The big 700 one?
I just didn't like that they resurrected her, so to speak, and just
It was a bit of a
restarted
bait and
it.
switch.
Yeah.
But they're not going to kill Jane Foster. I mean,
Well, they didn't have to kill her, but I didn't like that. Well, I mean, because she had an out already. She was going into Asgard, right? Or,
Yeah.
Valhalla, whatever.
yeah. I liked it, but they do kind of at the last minute. They're like, and she's alive.
Yeah, and how they did it was a little kind of weak.
I like that last arc though. The last
Oh yeah, leading up to
12
that,
issues or whatever.
the whole arc leading into that, like ever since he took over and started that whole
Dodderman's.
Yeah.
Art's incredible. Yeah.
yeah, I've loved that series.
Yeah.
So it's just that last part was kind of
So the Thor earlier this year and the Cap and Punisher later in the year. All right. I will go next. My list is going to be probably not too dissimilar from some of the people around this table.
Except me.
What's that?
Except me.
Well, except for you. I started off a little cool in the series, but as it went on, Charles Soules. That's the word I'm trying to get out of my mouth.
Isn't it
Daredevil. Charles Soules.
Charles Soules?
But with apostrophe S.
Yeah, Soules.
Daredevil. Actually, I ended up really liking the last couple arcs, especially like the Death of Daredevil arc and all the Kingpin stuff.
The Mayor Kingpin stuff?
Yeah. That I've been burning through a bunch of Marvel stuff recently, so I've been reading some complete arcs. And that Daredevil stuff worked pretty good. I'm looking forward to The Man Without Fear. They're doing this whole 5-issue mini that actually Chip Zdarsky's taking over. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do next. But I don't know what Soule's up to next. He announced it? Has he announced what he's doing now? I feel like he mentioned it, but it's not coming to me.
Yeah, I don't.
But again, I was a little cool on his Daredevil when it started, but I think it picked up for me as it went on. I've really enjoyed it. Number 2 is going to be Nick Spencer's Amazing Spider-Man, the very back end of Dan Slott, and then most of Nick Spencer's Amazing Spider-Man. Not expecting this to be on the list, but I'm happy that I continue to go through it and read it. I don't hate Nick Spencer. I know a lot of people were really down on him after Secret Empire. I think he's written some great books for Marvel. I think he was just on books that weren't his style. Fortunately, Amazing Spider-Man is right up his alley. Now, maybe a not popular opinion. His name's not Ryan Otley, artist, right? He used to do Invincible, Robert Kirkman. Maybe the only part of the book I don't really care about. I don't care for his art on Amazing Spider-Man, but he's not doing every issue, right? I mean, he's bouncing back and forth between different artists. So I'm maybe the only spot on that is I'm not 100% on the art. You could say that with a lot of Marvel stuff right now.
Yeah.
Toby was in here the other week. He's like picking up Shuri and he's picking up Ironheart, and he's like, I love these covers, and the inside is so bad. And boy, there's a lot of bad interior art at Marvel right now. I don't know what they get, but the books are selling. The stories are good. They're going to do something about some of their art, but I think Otley's a fine choice for Amazing Spider-Man. Doesn't click with me 100% of the time, but I really like what Nick Spencer's been doing on it, and I love Boomerang. I love staying on Boomerang, and I like the current stuff with the Black Cat, the current arc. I think they're doing the arc now with J. Jonah Jameson, the previous arc, those couple issues with Black Cat, I really liked. But number one, Kevin, me and you are right there. Marvel 2-in-1, fantastic. No pun intended. Honestly, no pun intended.
It's the Fantastic Four book you want.
And I like Dan Slott's FF so far. I do enjoy it quite a bit. 2-in-1 was maybe as perfect of a modern day Fantastic Four, short of Mark Waid's run back 10, 12 years ago or whatever. Zdarsky, again, I like Dan Slott's run quite a bit. Zdarsky has the perfect voice for Ben and Johnny, and even though
Doctor Doom was great.
Yes, enough cheese on that Doctor Doom dialogue, but it still worked, right? And yeah, Jim Chung, he bounced back to Justice League, but he's not. I don't know what he's doing now because Jorge Jimenez, I think, is doing some of the upcoming stuff. So I don't know what Chung's doing. Like, he just can't do a book ongoing. So he barely did any of that. He only did the first couple issues, and then he left and then came back. And but 2-in-1 is the FF book that we've been missing. I'm sad to see it go, but I would love to see Zdarsky do a run on the FF proper. Maybe if Slott goes for a couple of years and Zdarsky takes over after.
Do you think you, as a retailer, if 2-in-1 kept going like classic 2-in-1, every issue with the Thing and blank,
maybe every arc these days, right?
But could you sell that?
I still sell 2-in-1. It was selling pretty decent.
Ongoing, like the Thing and Iron Man, the Thing and...
It would outsell most... 2-in-1 is outselling most of the other Marvel books for us. I mean, it wasn't outselling Avengers, it wasn't outselling Spider-Man, but... I mean, it was outselling Daredevil and Doctor Strange and Cosmic Ghost Rider and Cap. And I mean, I'm just looking at Black Panther. I'm just looking at the wall here. I mean, it was outselling every single one of those, right? So maybe nationally it wasn't, but for us, it was one of our best-selling Marvel titles. And yeah, it's a shame to see it go, but I really like Chip Zdarsky's take, again, especially him and Ben and Johnny. It's perfect voice. Such a fun title.
Honorable mentions.
So again, I said I've been burning through a lot of Marvel stuff recently. I'm caught up to like the reboot on a lot of their books, and there's a handful of books that I'll follow past that. I'm still trying to I wanted to kind of finish a lot. So I've read a lot of the Marvel stuff before they did the recent renumbering, and this might come as maybe one of the biggest shocks of my life. The words I'm about to say. I actually kind of liked X-Men Blue.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
Not bad.
The ninjas?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Don't be a hater.
I tried.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I got like
You went
3 or 4 issues
all
in.
reluctant. You're like, I'm not gonna like this because there's ninjas and X-Men. And it was actually, you would have just gone in with an open mind. You would have been like, that's good, instead of being
I don't want to follow the
curmudgeon.
From issue number 1, I'm like, okay, Gold's going to be the better book. Yep. It's the real X-Men. Fucking Blue.
It's not as good. Blue's
fucking
better.
The kids. I hate these.
Blue's better.
Just get over this. I had a stack to read, and I'm like, all right, let's get through this. And I kind of liked it, and that was not my.
Wait, did you hear that? Did you hear that?
He kind of liked it.
No, I think Bryce just had a heart attack and fell on the floor.
It was okay, and it's kind of weird because it's all a bunch of alternate takes on the X-Men, and I could do without. Well, that's where Bloodstorm, but that her name? Yeah, she shows up at a bunch in that too.
Kevin's tracking those issues down.
Yeah, I could do without the Ultimate Wolverine kid.
Logan's son.
Yeah, what's his name? Wolverine's other kid.
Not Dakin?
Yeah. Oh, okay. The 2 Dakin issues were by far the worst issues of X-Men Blue. There was Dakin and not Dakin teamed up, and it's Jimmy, right? Jimmy Hudson, that's his name, right?
Jimmy, I think so.
Fucking those
Dakin
were
and
fucking trash. Okay, but besides those 2 issues, I actually kind of liked X-Men Blue.
Did they have a dance-off at the end?
No, not in this volume. No, that was the previous series. Oh, that'd be my credit card machine closing out. That's what that noise is. Okay. I don't know if
Because you didn't do it.
I don't know if that picked up.
It.
Yeah, it auto closed out. Okay, I don't know if that picked up on the audio, but that's fine.
Well,
The X-Men Blue. Okay.
honorable mention.
That's my honorable mention. Yeah, what a weird book for me to mention honorably, but
So, my top Marvel picks so far this year have been Deadpool, Gwenpool, and West Coast Avengers.
why do I feel like those are troll picks?
That's my Ryan Troll pick for the year.
Like Deadpool, I could almost see for a second. Okay, Gwenpool's over, so that's not. I mean, that doesn't exist anymore.
Number 3, Thanos.
Yeah,
I liked Thanos, and I liked the story, and I don't care. And I thought Cosmic Ghost Rider was a fun character.
did we talk about this?
No.
Did we talk about that Thanos book is kind of actually just really dumb?
Yeah.
It's real dumb, huh?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. It's okay.
Sometimes you love a dumb book. It's
Yeah.
good.
It's just really dumb.
It's not that dumb.
It's real dumb.
So that's number 3.
Yeah, I flipped through the issue where old Thanos comes back to kill
That's awesome.
young Thanos.
Just let go.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, curmudgeon.
Let me
go and
let me
accept
say
it.
this.
Yeah.
I totally understand why the people that read Thanos love the Thanos comic.
It's fun.
The people that read the Thanos comic and love it, they have been missing this book from their Marvel life for like the last 20 years. It's a 90s as hell
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
I just
I wanted
I
Kevin
think
West to draw it.
I think I'm just over those types of books.
I wanted Kevin West to draw it.
or Sears.
Love him. Love West.
Art Sears,
Or Sears.
No, West. Loved West.
Charlie West,
No. Charlie West I love too. Miss you,
in
Charles.
a different way.
So that was number 3. Number 2, Amazing Spider-Man. And number 1, Marvel 2-in-1.
Ah, man, good
It's a
list.
very similar list to this rest of this table. But Marvel 2-in-1's just...
I like
It's
being.
a
I love
feel
being
good.
the outlier.
It's feel good.
It's fine.
It's feel good. Love it.
It is. Damn shame. Man, really disappointed. He said, "Oh no, it's going to still go on once FF is out," and then it's like, "Oh, by the way, it's canceled at issue 12." Fuck, or 13 or
That's because
whatever it was.
they put him on Daredevil.
Yeah, he should have stayed on 2-in-1.
So,
Honorable mentions.
yeah. All right.
What's your tied for 10 books tied for 4th place?
X-Men Gold. X-Men Blue.
Gold was okay. I didn't hate it, but to me,
Blue's better.
Gold was just trying too hard.
So did you
Does that make
Now,
sense?
here's my question. Did you read and this is what I find. If you have a decent story that carries throughout multiple books,
Yeah.
even if it's just decent and you read it in chunks, you're like, hey, this is pretty good.
Even that Venom X-Men Blue crossover wasn't that bad. What is wrong with me? Like, that was okay.
You're loving stuff.
I don't know, but you got the Blu-ray.
Trash-ass Poison and all those stupid...
Ghost Rider is
terrible.
a honorable mention because that just
Cosmic
carries
Ghost Rider?
on. Yeah, Cosmic Ghost Rider. Just sometimes you miss that stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes I miss Lobo.
Ooh! Honorable mention. Donny Cates' Doctor Strange. That was the tail end of last year and the beginning part of this year. Really good, too.
Solid.
And
Is that the space stuff?
No, that's Mark Waid's one.
So that's what I got for you. Short and sweet.
All right. Well, let's look at the leaderboard. Let's go over to the Comicspiracy Geekbox Facebook group number 3 with 26 votes, including Brock Sager, who this was not on your top 3 list, so I don't know why you voted here.
Oh, I think I randomly voted on the Marvel. Just
is Mighty Thor. Jason Aaron's
that was
Mighty
honorable
Thor.
mention.
Yeah. Number 2 with... I'm sorry. These are both tied for 26 votes. Marvel 2-in-1. And number 1 by quite a bit, 56 votes, Amazing Spider-Man. So clearly...
You have your pulse on the finger.
And number 4 is Thanos. So, and the number 5 book I want to talk about for a little bit here. Number 5 book, decent amount of votes, 20 votes. Immortal Hulk. Have any of you been reading Immortal Hulk?
No.
I flipped through
I
one
generally
issue.
don't love Hulk unless it's really good.
I flipped through one issue and saw like 3 different artists.
All right.
Wow.
And they were all bad.
Whoa.
No.
Me neither.
Look, I will pick up and read Spider-Man if it's not great. Or
No,
Hulk has to be great, or else forget it.
Yeah. You might want to check out Immortal Hulk. It's okay, but a lot of people have it on their top Marvel list. A lot of people have it on their top comic book list, period, of the year. Not even Marvel specific, just comics. It's an interesting take on the Hulk, because he's dead, right? He's immortal at this point. He's basically like a zombie, right? But it's Al Ewing.
So instead of calling it Franken-Hulk...
Yeah. It's Al Ewing.
Which they would have called it in the mid-2000s.
So he's got his people that like him. I feel like it's trying to be something more than it is. And again, maybe the piss poor art does hurt it.
It's trying to be immortal
on some of it.
It's bad, that art.
The art's really terrible on a few of those issues. It's interesting, but I'm wondering where the people that think this is one of the best books of the year is coming from. I'm not seeing it. I don't hate it by any stretch of the imagination, but I wish I knew more people that had read it. It sells okay at the store. It doesn't sell great, but I wish more of you had read it so we could talk about it a little bit. It is one of the ones that I burned through and caught up to the current issue, or like one issue back. But it is on a lot of people's lists, so I would like to see. And Old Man Hawkeye is pretty high on this list too, and you had it on your list, Lane. Kind of surprised. I that Old Man. It didn't sell very well here at all. So the Old Man thing, I'm like, and there's Old Man Quill that they're doing a third series.
Hey, there's an old lady Harley.
Yeah,
I like the art, too.
It's
really what it
a
comes down to.
steaming pile of trash.
Yeah,
but I read it.
It's like we sell 2 Harley subs and 1 copy off the shelf. Yeah. I'm so over Harley at this point. They gotta do something with that character. I don't know what they're gonna do. DC. We'll talk about them in a second.
Mark Russell's doing a couple issues.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Ooh. Let's do that. I mean,
bump your numbers.
Marvel. I mean, the Marvel votes are just. I mean, you have a couple clumped at the top. It's like Amazing Spider-Man 2-in-1, Thor, Thanos, Hulk, and Venom, and then it's just a shit show of a billion books below that like 2 or 3 people are voting on. So no real. Yeah, I mean, other than Spider-Man, I would think, and 2-in-1 and Thor.
Bryce didn't pound that X button like numerous times.
Oh, actually, Thanos is tied with Thor and 2-in-1. Did I not catch that? These are all tied at 26 votes, so I guess Thanos should be on that list as well. Unless did someone just go in and vote 3 times for Thanos? Let's bump it up to Scott. I see your image on here. Did you do that while I was literally looking at this?
No, I did not.
So Thanos. Let's throw Thanos.
How can I do that? That thing was out like 3 weeks ago. I don't know what you're talking about. That poll was 3 weeks ago. You can't do it now.
It's closed by this point.
We're time traveling, baby.
So move on to DC. Let's. Do we want to go backwards? Do we want to just do the same? Let's just do the same one we had before. Let's go, Mr. Kevin Sharp. Let's start with you for DC.
All right. So what I tried to do with these lists is pick things, if it's a limited series, something that was done.
Yeah.
So not comment on something that's 2 or 3 issues in.
Sure.
In case the wheels fall off. So number 3 for me was Batman White Knight, which is done, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Yeah,
Second volume.
I read the book.
Yeah, it was the
thinking that I
it was
heard
the
about
first
the sequel.
Black Label trade.
Right. Yes,
Yep.
I noticed that. But
Sequel?
there's a sequel.
It's coming out.
Okay. Number 2 is Man of Steel.
The 6-issue Brian
Yes.
Michael Bendis.
Yes.
Some of the best artists.
A murderer's row of great artists.
Yeah.
Is like, who could even, as a comics writer, who could even ask for a better bullpen of artists than were on that book?
Marvel creators could.
No, they could ask, but they wouldn't get them.
But wow, I was really I really was afraid when they announced that it was just going to be another retelling of Superman's origin.
Yeah.
In which case I would not have even bought it, no matter who the artists were.
Yeah.
Wow, it was so much more than that. I really, really enjoyed that.
I have to believe that Kevin Maguire doing that issue of Man of Steel is what led him to now do the art on Supergirl, and I love seeing Kevin Maguire do monthly books again.
Yes.
So good.
Yeah. Number 1 is going to go against the standard that I set 2 minutes ago when I started this. Because what I was thinking of, what's the first book that I pull off the pile if it comes in? Because there's some comics that a week later I still haven't read them.
Yeah.
And I know some people at this table get way behind, but I don't really tend to get behind. So the first book that I pull off the pile is Doomsday Clock. And damn, I hate the shipping schedule. It's really frustrating. I think it really messes with the momentum of the story. And so many times, I can't even tell you, what are we... Okay, by the time this is out...
Was it 9?
No, 7 issues?
Eight's out.
Okay, 8's out. I would say at least 4 times I have said to myself, okay, F this, I'm just going to wait for the trade. Because I think it would read much better
Oh, yeah.
as a trade.
But there it is.
And then it comes and it pulls me right back in. It's like a relationship I just can't quit.
Was it issue 8 like
The Firestorm issue?
incredible?
Oh, yeah.
Firestorm. Well, I also like the
Mime.
the
and
mime. I
Marionette.
can't think of their names.
Marionette.
Yeah.
Yeah, their origin story.
Yeah, that was good.
Ooh, that
Yeah.
was a good one.
Every time I just like, no, damn, I really love this book. And then like 2 months go by and a new issue hasn't come out, and I go,
Yeah.
okay, come on, Johns or Gary Frank or
Yeah,
whoever it is.
yeah.
And then I'm right back.
Yeah.
But then they deliver a quality product too.
It's well, you know what I love about it? All kidding aside, it takes me a long time to read it.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of comics, you can blast through an issue in under 10 minutes. Like, because it's
Yeah,
all
this
splash
one-
pages.
Right.
This is an investment
chunky.
of
It's the
time.
9-panel, baby.
Yeah. Speaking of 9 panels, my honorable mention is Mr. Miracle. And I remember when Ryan put Mr. Miracle in everyone's box and was saying this was the greatest comic ever, or of the 20th
God.
century
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
I
yeah.
remember that preview you
Our first
emailed.
issue.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I
Fantastic.
love that first issue. Loved it. And I love Mr. Miracle is my favorite New Gods character.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that first issue was a whole interesting take, and I was super excited. And I really liked the series. It's an honorable mention for me.
Yeah.
I thought to keep this positive, I really liked the first half of that series. I didn't think everything paid off, and I'll just leave it at that. But it's an honorable. It's my 4th favorite DC book of the year. So I'm not insulting in any way. Those are my picks.
All right. Brock.
Number 3 for me would have to be Doomsday Clock. Just because, again, the release schedule, it's not finished. Like, we're 2017, now 2018, and 2019.
Yeah,
we're not going to be done with it.
July 2019, baby. It's coming sooner than you
yeah.
think, Kevin.
Number
No, it's not. It's coming July.
yeah.
Faster than you think.
Number 2 is Mr. Miracle. I really enjoyed Mr. Miracle. Tom King just did a fantastic job with that character. Mitch Gerardis' art is just really awesome to look at. And man, Scott Free's t-shirt game is spot on.
Solid.
I mean, like, I'm reading the issue going, all right, so is that can I buy that from Graffiti? Like, is that available, DC? Like,
Yeah, most of them
hello.
are.
And then number 1 for me is Batman. I think just Tom King's Batman it's just been, we had the non-wedding issue. Just like, he's done a really amazing job
It's a good issue.
over the past year of just keeping, like, just
that was this year.
Yeah.
That wedding issue.
Yep.
That was like summer. That wasn't that long ago.
I know.
Honorable mentions for me for DC would be Heroes in Crisis. I think it's just because it's we only
too
got
early.
3 issues.
Yeah, it's too early.
It'll definitely be in my top books for 2019.
Well, Heroes of Crisis is such a giant question mark right now.
Yeah.
I feel like this point into Identity Crisis, I was like, yeah, I'm 100% in. I just don't know where this is going.
but it gives you such like nice little,
I like it.
like, just each issue gives you something.
Yeah, but I'm not there yet. I'm not there on this yet.
Harley.
Yeah, Harley doesn't give you anything. It's pretty bad. Another honorable mention. I think I've enjoyed Catwoman. It's the aftermath of what happened with Bruce and the wedding and stuff, and just where she's at. It's a little slow going, and we're only like 6 issues in, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And Joelle Jones's art's amazing, and those art germ variants.
You just can't get enough of those things. They're so good. That's my number 1 DC comic is an art germ.
Archer variants.
This is Q Bryce going, who?
Who's art germ?
It's that Thor book you bought.
By the way, just as a quick honorable mention shout out to you and you, I'm pointing listeners to Brock and Ryan. I picked up the Commandy Challenge through Comics Conspiracy Digital Storefront.
Yeah.
And Comixology at one of those sales.
A digital.comics conspiracy.
You just sold that like that was a smooth sell.
How good was that Tom King issue, and how
That's what I was
mediocre
about
was
to
everything
say.
else?
That Tom King issue is fantastic.
And everything else is like...
Well, the Steve Root issue is beautiful to look at.
Yeah.
And just like crazy Kirby stuff. But that Tom King issue was really good.
Yeah. Did you see his comments with Kevin Eastman? Because it was Kevin Eastman, right?
Yeah,
Did
Kevin
the art
Eastman,
on it. Apparently, Kevin Eastman sent him an email that was like, I'm super paraphrasing here, but he was like, he's like, I never do DC work. This is incredible. I'm excited to explore all the crazy fourth world stuff. I want to go out and just totally go balls out with DC. And he's like, my story takes place in a cave.
Yeah.
They never leave the cave.
Yeah.
You draw nothing but a cave and a robot.
In the back of the issues, they have a page written, and that's
Is that
he
where
had
it
that
is?
in there. He goes, "My story's in a room," and Eastman goes, "Well, is it an interesting room?"
No,
but there's a robot.
Yeah. It's so funny.
But
So
that issue was
that Tom King issue.
I think you could read
really
that
good.
issue without even reading the rest of the series.
Sure.
It's funny. I think I want to say I purged the Kumandi, but I was like, there was part of me that was like, I can't let this Tom King issue go.
it was good.
Like I'm
It's real
like,
good.
I think I just need to go buy the Tom King issue,
Yeah, it's
and
really
then
good.
because it's good.
Lane, want to hit us up with some of your favorite books from DC?
All right. I follow the same principles as Kevin set up, which is I'm keeping out series that aren't done.
Except for Doomsday Clock.
No, I put Doomsday Clock is on my honorable mentions for that reason.
Okay.
So for number 3 is a callback to my favorite series of past. So number 3 is The Wildstorm. Just
God, I read that book every month, and I'm like,
What the fuck is happening? What the hell is happening in this book?
I'm like, God, that bald white guy is yelling again, and he's
can't-
like, he's got a boner while he's wanting to kill people.
I have some sort of mental block when it comes to the Wildstorm comic because I read it and I'm like, well, what the hell did I just have? What happened? What did I just read? Who is anyone? What is going on?
Because they kind of mix them all up
And
from where you previously know them. So you're like, okay, wait a second. Was that the Weatherman?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, was that Bendix? Who was that?
It's also
Am I reading Planetary
Is that Backlash?
Authority?
It also might
Grifter?
be. It also might be Warren Ellis's most Warren Ellis-y book ever, where every
it.
character
Love it.
talks like Warren Ellis.
Love it.
There's no difference in dialogue between any of the characters, so it's very interchangeable. I like it. I just have no idea what I'm reading or no idea what happened after I've read it.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm like, the Wildstorm comes out, and I'm like, all right, let's do this. And I'm like, okay, that was cool, but I don't even know what happened in the previous.
Yeah, there's so many Easter eggs, so many
Yeah.
hints of stuff, and especially if you know the Wildstorm universe, you can already see, you can kind of see where he was going from the beginning and what he's setting up. So it's just been kind of a level of excitement, just waiting for him to get there,
Yeah.
and seeing what he changes. To
I
get
love
there.
it.
Yeah,
I
absolutely love the
can't
series.
get enough of it.
Yes.
Now I did read it in big groups of 5 issues, 5 issues at a
And you
time.
read those 5 issues and then didn't remember what it was.
No. I think when it goes trade, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Because you'll really
Yeah.
you'll see it all together instead of having to wait.
Yeah, they're in was it 4 or 5 issue arcs?
Yeah,
each
it's
one?
so good.
Yeah.
I've loved it, Lane. Nice
Yeah.
pick.
So number 2 and number 1 are no surprise. 2 is going to be Black Knight. No, White Knight.
Win it.
White Knight and
Sean
number
Murphy,
1, of course.
baby.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful art and
Yeah.
story. And number 1 is Batman. So no surprise there. And then, like I said, honorable mention is no surprise is Doomsday Clock. And then what else was there?
Heroes in Crisis.
I was saying Mr. Miracle and Metal.
Yeah, Metal did
Metal
wrap.
did finish
Damn
up.
it. Did wrap up
Damn
in
it! I was
2018.
bummed that you picked that out because I thought I was going to be the one that chose
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, it was one issue in 2018, all right?
No, it was
5 and
6.
So they had the Wild Hunt. They had
Oh, well, I think it was 5 and 6 were in 2018.
5
right?
and 6, and then the Wild Hunt. And I think Hawkman Found.
Was that this
Yeah,
year?
there was 4 or 5 issues of Metal that came out.
Hey,
this
they
year.
had a bunch of spin-offs from that.
Yeah.
And just everything that's come from it, too.
Sure.
How it's affected the universe,
Yeah.
so to
Yeah.
speak.
My number 3, this may have actually been my pick last year for my number 3 book, and I don't remember if it was or not. I have a couple, like, those other DC books that are, it's unlikely they're ever going to hit my top, but they're going to always be that, like this is just like the DC Universe books, and I'm not going to intentionally pull a Bryce here, but it is sort of like this weird three-way tie between Titans, Aquaman, and Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps. And now what's funny about two of those 3 books, Hal was canceled, and Aquaman now is a new creative team, right? So like I'm kind of like, I'm sort of worried about their place in these books going forward. Titans sort of had like a bit of shift over. I kind of like those OG Titans. And I feel like I've picked all 3 of these books at some point over the last couple of years, but Hal would be my pick this year. I love the Hal Jordan book. Was that yours?
Darn it.
You can pick whatever. You can pick the same thing.
No, you're stealing all his honorable mentions.
I do love the Hal Jordan book.
No, the Hal Jordan book was really good.
I'm sad to see it go. I mean, I love the Morrison stuff so far, but Hal Jordan represented the Green Lantern Corps within the DC universe, and we sort of lost that concept with the Morrison Green Lantern book because it's Morrison doing his own thing, which I love. But I love the Corps in the DC universe interacting with DC elements. So there's plenty of room for both of these books to exist. I would love a new Green Lantern Corps book written by Venditti too. Man, if there was a turnaround in Rebirth, it was Venditti. Such a strong writer through all 50 issues.
I think he, towards the end of New 52, he was finally getting his bearings with Green Lantern.
The end of New 52 is when it was like that Hal Renegade crap. I didn't like that stuff at all. I mean, it was fine, but I don't. Well, don't care.
But the thing is it's building up from the stuff right after John's with Larfleeze and do you understand what lanterns are and you could see like him coming into it a lot better.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because he was writing He's been writing Exo Manowar, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, Hal Jordan's been was really good though.
So that's your bottom 3.
No, Hal Jordan is my number 3 book. Those I mean, like the Dan Abnett Aquaman and Dan Abnett Titans would be kind of like my honorable mentions if you want to count those. But I feel like those books they're never going to be the top book, but they're solid DC Universe titles that are really fun, and I'm sad to see 2 out of the 3 go. My number 2 book. It should be little surprise on any of the stuff here. My number 2 book is Doomsday Clock. Again, I don't care if it's not over. Doomsday Clock's fucking incredible. Yeah. And I had so much worry about the start of this book. And it is concerned about the schedule, obviously. But, I mean, if there's a more intriguing book that DC has out now.
We still sell it.
Oh, I mean, every issue. Yeah, all we have of number 1 is what's left.
Oh, wow.
Every copy. We ordered...
What? We ordered like 4? Or was it 300? 400?
Way more than that. And we're almost out.
Oh, wow.
Doomsday Clock, I mean, besides just selling, obviously, that's really good. But there is just... Like we were talking about what I said earlier about Heroes in Crisis, where there's sort of this mystery and I don't know where it's going, and I'm curious. I really want to know, but it hasn't quite got there yet for me. Doomsday Clock has basically been there since issue 1, and every issue I'm more intrigued to see where this goes. It very well could go nowhere, and that is a concern. That DC could be, it's the end of the book, and the book's over, and that's it, and nothing ever touches on it, right? I hope not, but that is a distinct possibility. This could very well be its own self-contained thing that never goes anywhere. But we're now in the part of Doomsday Clock where we're affecting the DC universe, especially that last issue with Superman and Firestorm and Black Adam, which we haven't seen Black Adam in forever. So, obviously, all eyes are looking to like June and July 2019 because that's when it wraps up. That's probably when this stuff is going to dovetail back into the DC universe. What happens? I don't know, but. Absolutely, very.
What happens is we get a blue finger.
Yeah, snap. Half the universe goes away.
The DC half.
The DC half.
And of course,
you are so channeling your Bryce there.
This is my inner Bryce.
My number 1 should come of absolutely no surprise for anyone. It's the only thing I've been talking about all year, and that's Mr. Miracle.
Yeah.
What an incredible book. Tom King, Mitch Gerrard's just top of their game. It is just a haunting book. It's a word I don't use very often. It just sticks with you, or at least with me. especially that last issue. That's some meta Twin Peaks shit going on in that last issue. That I really enjoy that type of stuff. And there are questions that have no answers. What happened? Where are they? What universe are they in? I mean, you're given hints.
Did he just?
Is he dead?
Is he in heaven? Is he
right? Is it in the real world? Right? Yeah. Like, there's so many questions we don't know, and it could take the.
But I will tell you this: watching Darkseid eat a carrot.
I was just about to say there are some hilarious moments in that book, and some of the interactions with Mr. Miracle and Big Barda are just.
I know one of your big ones was
amazing.
The rewards program at the party store.
That's an unsettling conversation.
Yeah,
it's just such a weird Lynchian conversation that's so out of place with the rest of the book. But I love that. And I mean, there's obviously a lot of positive stuff in that book between their love and romance and the kid. Batman
kills kids.
There is still hope within the context of this book. And devastating war where billions are killed off panel, and it's discussed around the table.
And they go to the pee in a giant well thing, and they're having this stupid conversation. Like
the book just pulls you in so many weird directions. It's like the violence of the Fourth World is just so staggering that you can't comprehend it, so they don't show it because it doesn't matter. It's this weird thing that happens out there.
It was that 9-panel battle sequence where he's just on the battlefield and it's just his face.
Yeah,
and he's just
killing people.
That's all you're seeing.
Yeah.
But it's the way. So the way Tom King writes brings everything, whatever scope it is. It makes it very small.
Yeah, yep.
And that's he did it with Vision. He did it with Miracle Man. He does it with Batman. Everything is
Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Miracle, not Miracle Man.
Mr. Miracle.
I've said it. I've made the same mistake 100 times.
Mr. Miracle. But he makes everything so accessible,
personal. Yeah,
accessible and personal, which is probably what draws me to that.
Yep. If I had any extra room for honorable mentions, I would definitely mention Bendis' Superman and Action Comics. Mm-hmm. Any fear I had of Bendis coming over to DC, gone now. Especially the last couple issues of Action have been so good. Mm-hmm. He nails his characters. Now, a little concerned about Jonathan. We'll see where they're going with him. Hashtag Superboy Prime.
Oh, fuck you.
So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. But again, and like that Man of Steel miniseries, very good, very, very good start.
Well, and, I liked the lead into it. Like that was a good lead in, going from Action 1000, stopping both books, giving you like the Superman special, the Escape from Dinosaur Island, to kind of finalize that story arc.
Yep.
And then you had the Action special, which kind of finalized some of the stuff in there. And then we go into the Man of Steel miniseries, which is kind of just this good way to, like, even if you never touched anything prior and you jumped on there, it shoots you straight to Action and Superman. No, I thought that was well done.
Yep.
And they didn't do like 50 bajillion covers on it.
Well, did on the rest of the books. Yeah. And a lot of love for Snyder's Justice League for bringing back the Will Payton Starman. So, yeah, I love worst Starman, but I love him.
I would have to say that Lex Joker issue
that's
contender for like best.
That's good.
That Lex Joker.
But really, Will Payton Starman. Huh? No, not Will Payton. Crap, what's his name? Yeah, Will Payton. Yeah. Starman with the big black one.
Oh, you were more excited for Nemesis.
It's good stuff.
My list,
Scott.
It's going to sound very repetitive. I have a...
You're going to troll him again?
No. I have a...
There's no books. There's no DC books published that I wouldn't like and instantly hate.
My limited series list.
Unexpected.
I have two. I have a limited series and a regular series list. My limited series list includes, in no particular order, because of the greatness of them all, is Metal, because it came out beginning of this year.
Sure.
Doomsday Clock, because it came out the end of this year and is not done yet. Heroes in Crisis because it came out
It is
the
not
end of this year and is not done yet. Man of Steel, and number one, I'm not even going to include because it was longer than like six issues. It's 12 issues. My number one, and I moved it over to the regular, and you'll figure that out because you know. Number 3 of my favorite DC is Wildstorm. Love it. Thanks, Lane, for stealing my thunder. But we talked about that.
You know, Lane's like a hardcore Wildstorm guy.
Yeah,
like,
loved it. I mean, I can't say enough good about how fresh the characters are. Mm-hmm. Even written by the same guy.
But I don't know if I could actually just hard like sell it to somebody in the store. Like, oh, you should read Wildstorm. Like, I think there has to be a kind of history.
You don't even know who you don't have to know who
You don't have to. You don't have to know, but it's
because what it does.
I think it's more confusing if you do know them.
Yeah. But if you don't know them, I mean, what it is that as you read something like this, you do know that there's something else going on, and you'll go back and start picking up some other stuff. Just trying to get some backstories. Who's the guy with this? Who's Mark Slayton? Why is he nuts? He's not nuts in the regular comic book, though. So he's a different... I mean, it's just... I really have enjoyed that so far.
number 2.
Number 2 is Batman, because Batman.
Fucking Batman.
I mean, do we have to go...
Just... I mean, what? So Tom King is... This year, Tom King and Batman has taken us on... Like, what did we get at the beginning? We had the... No, because that was the end of last year. Was all the double date stuff, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
It rolled in. I think the marriage was what, March?
No, May.
No, May.
So yeah, I mean, you had
like the double date stuff was like tail end,
right?
But we were starting to get into the wedding stuff, right?
It was so good,
like that the Catwoman Joker, and then the wedding that never happened, and then now him beating the living shit out of Mr. Freeze, and then going to court, like just the stuff that he's been through,
so
the KG Beast, the virtual entire Shakespeare turtle in the turtle in the Phoenix,
and I am
Turtle Dove in the Phoenix, right? Like the virtually entire poem
so good
in the issue.
Don't forget the annual.
But in the annual.
Well, no, was 2?
Two annual. Oh,
no, annual 2 was it this year?
Annual 2 was
last year.
Was it last year?
Yeah, because it made my list just by itself last year, I think.
Oh God!
And I'm shilling Tom King because number 1 is Mr. Miracle.
Of course.
So, but I mean, to write 2 books
3
that are
Heroes in Crisis is on there.
Heroes in Crisis. 2 books on the main list that are. I mean, it just shows his ability to capture who we see as our heroes.
I think for especially older readers, like our generation of readers, you liked having that stuff that Thanos gives you, right? Because it's that's that fun stuff. Wildstorm just gives you that crazy. You're like, I just want it. Just give it to me. I think what Tom King gives us is, like you said earlier, Scott. He really takes these giant ideas and makes them manageable and like obtainable and like relatable on just a personal level. I mean, just the introspective looks that we've gotten with Vision and Mr. Miracle and Batman, like, and Heroes in Crisis to a point is giving us kind of a spattering of a lot of different characters, under this microscope. But I mean, for me, it's like, all right, who's he going to do next? I'm curious.
I mean, it is. I mean, it was it's another good year for Tom King.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, has there been a bad one since he started writing? Between Vision and Mr. Miracle, I mean, he's just topping the list every year with us.
We're shills. Tom King shills.
Well, I mean, people forget he started with Grayson.
Yeah. Come to Comics Conspiracy, right? And we will shill you Tom King.
He did Omega Men.
Yep.
Yeah, the Tom King has a new book coming out. Ryan's just going to put in every subscriber's box.
Yeah, I should. Most will take it. Mm-hmm. So let's go to our Facebook group here. We have the top 3, and number 3 with 37 votes is Batman White Knight, of course, the Sean Murphy miniseries. With 52 votes, Mr. Miracle. We obviously talked about that quite a bit. And with a flat 80 votes, number one by quite a bit. That's, of course, Tom King's Batman. So Tom King taking the number one and number two spot.
Batman taking 2 spots.
And I don't want to, and not to discount Batman. I fucking love Batman. Especially with my number 3 book, I was trying to pick something a little bit different too, and Batman is so good. I think Mr. Miracle and Doomsday Clock are just on some other level. They're like the event books. They're just such a big thing for me. So I kind of take that top spot.
This is the first year I've actually, kind of since the end of 2017.
Yeah.
This is the first entire year I've spent where I've reread single issues of a book. Like, I'll reread Batman twice. Like, I'll get it, I'll read it, and then I'll read it again. Not right away, but I'll read it before I file it. Did that with Mr. Miracle, did it with Batman, did it with Justice League, do it with Doomsday Clock. Like, I'm doing it 4 books, just reread it because it's just that good, and I want to go back and really absorb. Heroes in Crisis as well.
Yeah.
Just because I want to enjoy it or see if there's something I missed, right? Like in Doomsday Clock when we go to, I'm gonna butcher Black Adam's country.
Kandak?
Is it Kanda?
Kandak?
Kandak. And you see all of the villains and stuff like Giganta is there.
Giganta, yeah.
And you see all the you're like, all right, who's that? Who little stuff like that's really cool.
Yeah. Doomsday Clock coming in at number 4, right under White Knight. Bendis's run on Superman. I'm assuming, I don't know if it's a Superman interaction or just both books combined. Number there at the number 5 spot, just over Metal, with Flash right below, and a big smattering of books below that. Yeah, no real surprise here, I think, on the DC list. And a lot of people were like, I'm not voting for Doomsday Clock because it's not over. And that seems to be... But it's still caught 34 votes, so it's still right up there with
3.
Yeah, it's still there.
It's in there with
pretty
Metal.
high, so.
People forgot that Metal was the Doomsday Clock of 2017-18.
Oh, no, Metal came out irregularly, though. Doomsday Clock's all over the
No,
place.
Metal had one.
I mean, there was...
Well, no, I mean, it
Literal
just
delays.
went over
2
years.
Well, that was
as I'm using my air quotes.
I'm
on the
Metal is like the tail end of Scott Snyder's taking a little too long to tell a story, because if you guys remember that 0 year in the New 52 where it was almost 2 years we were dealing with.
Yeah.
It took forever, and people were jumped off the book because they're like, I'm done.
No, it was like a year. The
0
year stuff. Yeah, it was like a year
10
about, man.
issues or something.
Yeah. We're going to move over to indie stuff now. Now, much like last year, my indie reading has been terrible.
You read indie books?
A little bit, but not as much. I don't really have a top 3 list here, so I think it was a better roundtable discussion. And I have my list here. Well, let me actually start with the list from the podcast listeners.
Yeah, let's start with that.
And the indie stuff is there's so many people that voted. A handful of people voted for
How many
ton
total
of different
items
books.
were there?
45 or 46 different items that ended up on here.
So Saga's number 1. Let's go from there.
Very little surprise. The Saga's number
Really?
1.
I
By probably 100 votes.
I thought Oblivion Song would have passed it.
37 votes for Saga number 1. Again, these votes are spread a lot of these votes are way over the place. Number 2, Gideon Falls. That's the
Gideon Falls is Jeff Lemire's book.
Yeah, Jeff Lemire and Andrea
And I thought
Sorrentino.
the third one would have been.
And that's 24 votes. And number
Oblivion
number
Song.
3 is actually one that I really need to catch up on, and that's also Jeff Lemire's Black Hammer, his Dark Horse title.
I tried reading the first handful. I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, I heard really good things about Black Hammer, and that is definitely my. He's kind of created his own little DC universe.
Yeah, that's what's fun about it.
At Dark Horse. So.
Yeah, I love Black Hammer.
Yeah,
love it.
I do need to start getting that read. Of course, the indie book I'm going to read is the DC comic from Jeff Lemire.
It's like a Silver Age DC.
Yeah. Number 4 is Oblivion Song, Scott. So there you go. Number 5.
Die.
Number 5 and 6, Deadly Class and Paper Girls tied. Die is down there. It's a little bit lower. But then we're getting to points where it's just 4 or 5 people voting, or 2 or 3, and there's tons of stuff. Lots of Valiant and lots of different Image stuff. Obviously, that was usually going to be the case with indies. What have you guys been reading indie-wise that you're liking?
All right, I'm going to go first.
Go for it.
So my list is the list of the top 3 independent comics that are to be read first in the box of comics that I have not read yet.
So is this for 2015? Is this from 2015?
No,
First one
They're
is
current.
Spawn, number 1 from 1992.
My note, and
Wildcats.
And we just talked about our independent comics. My list of, and they're actually very close to the front, are in order: Gideon Falls, Oblivion Song, and Die Die Die. So there you go.
There you go.
I can't really talk about them because I haven't read them yet. What's the one that has the pretty covers here though? Skyfall?
Yeah.
There you go. It's got pretty covers. Haven't read any of
There's
it.
a lot of them that have pretty covers.
I have a feeling Skyfall is going to get at least one mention here, I think. Didn't you like it? Were we talking about this?
I'm not caught up on it. I think
okay.
I read the first couple.
Oh, okay. I know Toby was liking it.
Yeah, Toby does,
In
yeah.
the independent world, that's actually could qualify for your top 10.
No,
books.
well, I realized my top indies are all Image.
It's
Oh, no, they're not.
Fairly
Black
standard.
Hammer is
Yeah, that's Dark Horse.
Dark
Yeah,
Horse. Paper Girls. I'm going to skip Saga because it's just
And Paper Girl's actually coming to an end next year,
yeah.
too.
So Saga, yes, but it's much like citing Batman on my top list. I'm just going to
Yeah.
that's assumed. Paper Girls and Death or Glory
Yeah,
would be my other two.
another one I do want to read.
And I'm really liking, although it's only, I want to say 3 issues in, The Seeds, which is one of the burgers.
I tried. I couldn't. I tried.
I really, you know what carries me on that is the art by, and I don't know if his name has the hard J or a soft J, David Aja or Aja.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's pronounced.
Take on what? David Aja.
That really would have worked so much better if people could have seen the hip hop that went with that song. Yeah, but
Do you want to steal that Venom?
You still can.
You still can.
Oh yeah,
not
I
over
never
yet.
made the last pick. Yeah, it's still live. But yeah, I really, really like his art. I loved his art on Hawkeye. I've loved his art on everything I've ever seen. And
Yeah.
so if he's drawing it, I will read it.
Yeah,
and so
he's
that's
incredible.
what's carrying
Yeah.
the Seeds for me.
Lane?
Lane?
You're a big
I thought
indie
Lane
guy.
was. I thought Lane was shaking his head. I'm like, I thought you
No.
read a lot of indies.
Yeah, I do read a lot of indies. I guess they're not really in any order because I don't really know what order to put them in.
because they're indies.
There's only been a few issues this year, but East to West is still continuing to be good.
Oh yeah, damn late. Yes, totally. I second that. Yeah,
Does Hickman still do comic books anymore? Like,
Yeah.
that thing's supposed to be ending. I read something
yeah.
about the final arc.
I think it's still a little ways off. I think it's like supposed to end at 80
50?
or something. No, it's past.
80.
80? No, I don't think
That's a long. They're on like issue 35 or something now.
No, I thought we were on 40 something.
Is it that high?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I'm behind a few issues, but
Yeah. If it ends at 80, it'll take another decade.
well, maybe it wasn't 80, but I know. Yeah, he did have an ending in mind, and the war already started. So it's, yeah, when the war ends, and then as you mentioned, no, I don't know about Toby, but yeah, Skyward.
Yeah.
I love Skyward now. Like,
Maybe it's you were talking about then.
Yeah, I really like that series. Like, it kind of provokes more thought about what would happen in the world if gravity disappeared or reversed. It's not really disappeared.
Yeah.
And it's been really fun, and I like the art by Garbett. And then let's see. Oh, and another one with complete. I just love the art is Isola. Mm-hmm. And the story's been interesting too.
Carl Kerschel.
Kerschel,
Yeah.
yeah. He's
That one's been on break for a bit. It's coming back, though.
yeah. Well, he did like it's like by arc. So like was it 6-issue arc so
Yeah.
far, and then he's going to come back to 6 and yeah. Those are the primary ones. I mean, I'm sure there's more than that I enjoyed, but like Oblivion Song's really been good. But I'll leave it at that for now.
Brock, anything, man?
I read a lot of indie
Yeah.
compared to most people at this table. So, I want to say Royal City was really good. That was Jeff Lemire's book that finished out this year. It's in the same vein as Underwater Welder and Essex County and all that stuff. Really roughneck, really good. Rick Remender's Death or Glory is a good one. We got issues of 7 to Eternity this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
3.
It started coming back.
Yeah.
Like, did we catch like the tail end of it and then it just started coming back?
Yeah, yeah. A 7 to Eternity is really good. Trying to like just see what I have in my, because everyone said Oblivion Song, Die Die Die, Saga.
You got to try to find the people something else.
I know, that's what I'm working on. Give me a second.
Where's your list?
I really liked Rose. That was David Finch's wife, Meredith Finch. That one's really cool. Art's good on it. Yeah, I mean, some of my staples have barely come out this year, like Manifest Destiny. I think had
Yeah, is that over?
No, it's just not out on a
Very
regular
slow.
basis.
Yeah.
I've been reading in trade and really enjoying Port of Earth. That one's been really good. Yeah, most of Valiant's line I pick up. I really like the Exo Man of War. The Shadow Man's actually doing really good. This is really good this time. It's actually good. Like the previous ones, you can forget. They were bad. But yeah, there's just. Wicked and Divine I pick up in trade, but that's still going strong.
And that's ending soon too, I think.
Yeah. Walking Dead I pick up in trade. But
Did you read Die?
The rolling die one? No.
RPG one, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I flipped through it and I was like, eh. For me, it's really the artwork has to catch me.
Yeah.
If the artwork
is gorgeous in that book.
Yeah, I just didn't. It didn't hit me. I don't know why.
Did you just give a Lane review back at Lane?
Fuck yeah. Well, shit.
Well, shit.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of great independent stuff out there, and it's really what your preference is for narrowing it down. I mean,
What a vague statement.
dude, like seriously, everybody's picking the same thing. Saga.
Nope. Nobody
Oh,
said Saga.
Said Saga. Everyone deliberately said not Saga.
But that last issue,
not
And
pick
not
Saga.
Walking Dead.
But that last issue, man, of Saga.
Yeah, man.
Oof.
No
We had
Walking Dead
no
talk.
Walking Dead and no Saga.
Yeah, I mean, they're standard. Well, with Paper Girls going away and Saga on hiatus, I'm curious how permanent that hiatus is going to be on Saga now. I wonder, with
Oh man, if it's a permanent hiatus,
Dude,
the way that thing wrapped up.
Vaughn at Legendary and Fraction and Kelly Shu DeConnick signing too, don't expect those guys to be doing comics anytime soon. So
That's okay. I want Aquaman back.
yeah,
I read one issue.
I expect she'll be
I
off.
read one.
I expect she won't be on Aquaman for very long.
I did pick up the Abnett Aquaman book on Comixology as well on your recommendation.
So good. So good. Did you read them yet? Or?
No.
That's the Stephen Sedgwick
Yeah.
art? Yeah. Oh, beautiful book. There are things that happen in this world, evolving comic books that aren't a movie, TV show, or comic books. Lane, what's the state of... Well, this is the end. We talked about our favorite comic books.
This is
we
the
talked about our
end.
favorite movies and TV shows based on comic books. These dominate our conversations. But there's other stuff involving comic books that came out in 2018 that aren't comic books, movies, or TV shows.
Merchandise, baby.
Lane is my pop guy. Marvel and DC pops, comic book related pops.
Blowing up.
What's going on? We had our Saga pops this year.
Which I love Lion Cat. I haven't bought it, but I love Lion Cat.
Well, you have to choose. Do you want the gold lion cat? Do you want the regular? Do you want the bloody mouth lion?
Regular. I don't like the bloody
dark.
mouth
Glow
one.
in the dark.
We got our Death
Regular.
pop
Death
this year.
Yes, finally.
We're getting our first Constantine pop next year. That was announced for Free Comic Book Day.
Finally.
Oh, that's coming out for Free Comic Book Day?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I might have to have you. I might get one.
I feel like Marvel pops are like tons of movie ones, right?
Yeah, they
but
pretty much all follow the movies right now.
yeah, like no comic book stuff though. Very, very little.
Well,
Very
no, they did.
Rider?
they had some
They
exclusives,
did
right?
the Venomized
Yeah,
characters.
those are okay. I
They
saw
had
those.
Ghost Rider. They had
Yeah.
Phil in his car. Was that the...
That was like
Well,
that's
that's
a
a
long
movie.
years
That was a
ago.
couple years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that was years ago?
Yeah, that was when Agents
I
of
don't
S.H.I.E.L.D.
know.
came out.
Yeah.
I don't know these things.
Yeah.
There's a Black Bolt and Lockjaw.
Yeah.
Is that this year? Was that?
Wasn't
Yeah,
that
that
this
was-
year?
that was
Just
Comic-Con,
got it.
yeah.
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 It's right there.
It's the PX one.
Yeah.
So what's the state of Pop's comic book related Pops going forward? Do you think, based on like the comic book versions, not the movie versions?
They're mostly following the movies right now.
Yeah.
But they will probably be releasing some more comic versions of some of them.
Are we going to get Sandman ones?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything yet. Although the big ones coming are like Avatar. Finally, the Airbender ones.
Yeah.
They're finally coming out, and they promise us your alley more Nintendo.
Oof. That'd be a tough one. I don't
Which
need
one?
Nintendo Pops. I got my Amiibo. Pokemon Pops might be a different story.
Oh, dude, Pokemon God. Dude, Scott needs another house.
That's what they are.
Yeah.
Like Pikachu's already out,
Yeah, I signed that.
and there are more Pokemon coming.
We'll see.
There's a couple that I would get. There's not a lot, but there's a couple.
I need.
Are they going to evolve them?
I would get a Gyarados pop.
Let's swing back to comics. I need
Definitely a Snorlax pop.
I need a Legion of Super Pets pop set.
That would be awesome.
I need Crypto and Streaky and
There's a Crypto.
Not like the Legion.
well,
You want the
like
pets?
like the Legion of Super Pets.
I know, but
yeah.
what about the Legion of Superheroes?
I mean, I could do the human figures. To me, never translate well with pops. I like the
look all the
characters. Yeah. I like, and especially the Legion. They all look very kind of the
They're
same.
just all
Yeah.
Are they going
White
to
people.
do a dead version of the dragon from Game of Thrones?
There already is one.
of
There
the
is?
dead version.
Yeah, so-called. Yeah, there's one with the Night King flying on him already.
Yeah, no, I want just the dragon by itself.
Oh, no.
Fuckers.
Spider-Man for PS4. Who's got a chance to play that yet? Lane, you
Game
played
of the
it yet?
year. Game of the year next
Not
Christmas
interested.
for my
When you're
son.
getting it. I'm about halfway through. I'm loving it. Man, we've had a lot of shitty Marvel video games over the years.
It's like that Puzzle Quest.
This is
garbage
I
game.
know, piece of trash game. Spider for PS4 is fucking incredible. Like I talked about this briefly on one of the episodes. I know Geekbox we've talked about it a few times, but if somehow you have a PS4 and you're listening to this podcast and you don't have Spider-Man for PS4, make that your purchase.
I'm on
right
this
now.
podcast and I don't have it.
But you're specifically waiting for the Game of the Year edition.
I'm waiting
I don't
for the
have
Game
a
of the Year.
PS4.
Easily the best. I mean, I think easily the best Marvel video game ever been made. It's so good. It's just so smooth. Just his traversal.
Have you ridden the subway yet?
Yeah, a couple times. Yeah,
Okay,
this is an achievement for doing that. It's pretty funny. You're in your Spider-Man costume going in the subway, hanging out with people. It's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I can
Kevin
say.
is just zoning out. He's like,
No, I'm listening.
I don't know what I can say about the Spider-Man game that hasn't already been said 1,000 times. If you don't have it, you don't care. If you have it, you've already beaten it. So, yeah. What else? There's got to be some other
That
stuff.
was a mobile game. Marvel Strike Force
Yeah,
started this year.
all those mobile games.
So the big talk in mobile gaming is 2 of the Marvel property mobile games have already been canceled because
Marvel Puzzle Quest?
Marvel Puzzle Quest has not. Once the licenses expire, Marvel's not redoing any of the licenses
Oh wow!
on the developers' games because they're going to go in-house.
Pulling back
It
to
just
Disney.
Disney
No,
has
they're
to
not
pull them in-house.
Pulling in-house. Well,
What are they doing with them?
Disney is kind of getting out of the market themselves and are starting to hire out licenses to specific developers.
Oh, specific developers.
Yeah,
Not necessarily the
I
ones
don't
that have
think
them
they're
already.
going to pull Strike Force anytime soon.
Well, who has Strike Force? Is it D? Is it D3
Fox,
also?
Fox Interactive, I think, or
Okay.
Fox Connect, something like that. But like, I don't know
The
who
Puzzle
else.
Quest community was a little worried about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's going to get any more.
Is that you,
licenses
Bryce,
at
and
this point.
Charlie?
No, there's hundreds of
Oh.
people that were like, dude, should we put any money into this at this point? Because it goes belly up. And one of the developing guys was like, well, we have major content coming out in 2019, so we have it planned. We're like, yeah, but
What
we're
do-
supposed to have it planned.
But if it's
These-
what's beyond 2019?
These guys, well, the last 2 games that went under gave their players like 2 weeks. We're shutting down the game in 2 weeks. They're like, what?
Yeah, I think Heroes Academy was the last one.
Yeah.
Just shut down or is shutting down.
Scary stuff, man.
any
You're a fan of the
figure
game?
statues that people were super stoked about?
This is solicited in 2018, does not release till 2019, but I have a huge dilemma on my hands.
Oh, God.
And I need some therapy. I need I need to either be talked down or convinced.
All right, let's
to be
do
pushed
this.
in one way or another.
Let's do this.
The Tweeterhead Starfire
Oh,
statue.
God, that thing is beautiful. Dude.
It has been a long time since I've bought a statue. I have no real space for a statue, especially a Tweeterhead statue.
That thing is beautiful.
That Starfire Tweeterhead statue is incredible looking.
Dude.
Now, when they did this Superwoman, the Supergirl one, the 70s one that Toby got, I saw that and went,
Yeah.
I never knew I wanted this, but I really want
that
this.
thing sitting back there right now.
Yeah.
It took
me right now.
It took me a lot of willpower to resist the Harley Quinn one.
Yeah, the Harley one's okay. That
Starfire though.
That Starfire, Scott just pulled it up on his phone, is fucking gorgeous. So this is going to be my debate for the next
Wow, it's really nice.
little bit while I have to wait on getting my order in by FOC. So
How big are these?
they're fucking humongous.
Yeah.
Oh, so
They're like 18 inches, maybe taller. They're huge.
You know, you can always just display it in the
Are
store.
those ones like $600, $700?
Nah, they're like 270, I think.
270.
Oh, that's cheap.
It's not bad. Yeah, the prices are reasonable.
What's it made out of? Is it a resin?
Yeah, it's like the polyresin stuff. Yeah, it's a regular. It's a standard statue, but that Supergirl, Toby took it out. I'm like, that is a good statue.
And it's really rare to get that costume on anything.
I don't even really care about that costume, but it translates so well to that statue. They have like the Linda Carter one, and those are okay. And they have the 60s Batman and Robin, and those are okay. And the Harley one's fine. And they have a bunch of them that are cool looking. That Supergirl and that Starfire are just fucking gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
So, while it doesn't come out until 2019, this is a 2018 debate if I'm ordering one. So, I'm looking at it the last couple of weeks. We still got a month or two to order. So,
Did the Supergirl statue come with Streaky?
maybe
It looks like it did.
I think so. He didn't display it. Yeah. That may be the exclusive. I don't remember.
I think that's the exclusive because the other one's the white.
No, it's that costume. Yeah. It's that costume. Yeah.
I think for me the highlights for 2018 statue wise for me was the Joelle Jones Catwoman.
It's a good statue.
That's a nice. It was just.
It's a little smaller than I anticipated, but it's a real nice statue.
But it's really nicely done. Yeah. I think the Harley came out last year, so I can't pick that one. But I also
Mixoplex. Yeah, I saw that.
There's one.
Stop.
I want to be the guy that's got $300 to blow on a Mixoplex statue. I mean, that is incredible, right?
One of our listeners actually has it. Please send a picture.
That is incredible. I was going to say Jim's got 4 of them.
Jim, where are you?
Jim's got the custom-made purple bowler.
Yeah. It is. I want 60s Toyman next, just like Fat Toyman or something like that. Just like, why does this exist?
I want the prankster with like one tooth,
prankster,
and the mustache,
sorry,
and the big bow tie.
Yeah. Just do that.
And I think I really like
Super Friends Toyman, like the marionette thing.
The Batwoman or the Batman Catwoman deluxe bombshell statue was really nice. So.
Oh, it reminds me of one more Funko Pop that is coming is Batman Who Laughs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're just doing him, or are they doing a bunch of them?
As far as we know, just him. But I don't know. I'm hoping that there's rumors they may do the rest, but I don't know.
That'd be a good line. Yeah, we do all of that. Yeah.
I must say the gallery figures this year were spot on.
That is my Tweeterhead kryptonite statue right there.
Yeah. Sorry, there was a third.
Yes.
It's the 70s Catwoman.
The 70s Catwoman.
Yes.
70s.
That's the one.
In the purple dress.
That's the one you had to. You had to. I mean, look how beautiful that thing is.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You should see if it's going on
again. It's the only time I've liked that costume are those Brian Bolin covers that he did. Yeah. And you're like, well, you just made this costume work because you're Brian Bolin. Like, you're incredible. But his costume is like, it's fine. Like, I don't really care about it. But when he does it, it's incredible. And then when Tweeterhead does it, it's clearly going to be based on his design because it looks so much like his take on it. So good. Such a good statue. That Starfire. I just keep thinking about it.
It's so nice.
You better make that the image that goes with this episode, so people are going to know what you're talking about.
Go look up Tweeterhead. Go look up these statues.
Yeah, just
really
Tweeterhead
good.
statue.
Yeah, they're incredible.
See, that's what saves me. That's just signaling me the price of the Catwoman.
Price tag. Yeah.
She's only $400.
Only $400.
Only $400, man.
Yeah.
Is that like a reseller or is that on their site or something? That
on
seems
eBay.
high. It's probably sold out then. That's yeah. Because I mean, I think as far as I know, they're all like 270, 275. Yeah, they're not. I mean, look, that's a lot of money, but they're not these like $1,500 Asian import set. You've seen these things, right? That are like humongous. Scott's giving me the I may have bought 3 of them look.
Did you?
The XX1
buying
or
them
whatever.
right now.
What are they? X1? Is that what they're? What's do you know, Lane? Do you know the company? They're like the super like knockoff. Like, do you know what I'm talking about?
It's like Fight Club.
is it
I can't-
Prime
XXM
One?
or something?
Isn't it Prime
I
One?
hate to tell you, it's like Fight Club, and I can't talk
Prime
about
One?
it. But
Isn't it Prime 1 or Prime?
Yeah, something like Prime One. It's something.
Oh no, those are the sideshow ones, aren't they?
Yeah, they're knockoff sideshow ones.
Yeah, I don't remember. Anyway, it's not important. Statues are really good.
That Batman Who Laughs.
Oh, because it's like literally illegal to own them here because they're bootlegs. Scott's giving me the look.
I
You
can't
can neither
talk about
confirm
them.
nor
It's like
deny.
Fight Club.
All right.
So, just to quick mention, another
Yeah.
highlight of the year
Yeah,
that's
of
not
course.
merchandise
Yeah.
was San Diego
Oh
Comic-Con,
yeah,
getting to
yeah.
meet some of the podcast listeners.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go this year.
Yeah, you're all talk. I'll believe it when I
I
see
have it
you.
booked out. I have it booked out.
Okay. I'll believe it when I see you there.
Did I show you the?
I got to get your ticket, so I'll
I know
believe you.
you're
I'll-
the one.
Yeah, yeah.
Tobias is.
But anyway, it was
It's Prime 1 Studio.
There's one of them. Yeah.
it was fun to meet some of the people in person who write on the Facebook group.
Yeah.
It was fun to learn from Craig Anderson. Never go on eBay while drunk. Brock's now. Yeah, Brock is holding up a picture of a Batman Who Laughs statue.
Is it a
The Prime 1.
yeah. Comic-Con.
And I also just wanted to say I am going to breathe deep here and take particular pride as we move out of 2018 in having been named the #1 Bryce fan by Bryce.
You are?
I was named that by Bryce on his
Wow.
farewell show.
Did this what? You
not
are the #1 fan.
I'm not okay with that.
Well, you weren't here that night,
you
so
weren't on
maybe
the
you lost your
His wife
your
and
title.
his wife and kid are #2 and 3.
No,
right?
on the podcast.
on the podcast.
Yeah, on the
okay.
podcast.
Oh, yeah, that could be
that
it.
makes sense.
Yeah,
then.
okay. Now it makes sense.
His mom's #7.
yeah,
you know?
right. It's not like he listens to this, so he'll never hear any of this.
Garbage.
All right.
And we're adding his footage in.
2018. You're a year.
God, it's a year that feels like it's longer than it. Like,
You're a pretty shitty year.
this came out in 2018.
Oh, let it.
You're a pretty shitty year for a lot of non-comic book related stuff, but you're a pretty good year for comic books. Let's just remember comic books from 2018. Let's not worry about anything
No,
else that
because we
happened in
had
2018.
garbage Comicsgate for all the fuck those guys.
No, whatever. We're gonna wrap up. Thank you, guys. Next week, hopefully, assuming the stuff gets all the numbers go up, we'll have our end of year number discussion. If not, it'll be the week after. But my hope is it'll be next week. Thank you all for being on this podcast as much as you possibly can every week and doing this stupid crap with me. Thank you to all our listeners that have listened for the entire past year and maybe for the previous years. And hopefully you continue listening in 2019. Well, wait, you're already listening in 2019. Continue listening through 2019.
Because we're coming up on our 8-year anniversary
It's coming up
in
soon,
March.
and we'll do nothing for it.
Will you hit 400 on that exact time?
No,
No, we're not at 400 on that one.
I don't know. I don't know when that would be. 17 weeks. That'd be like April or something like that.
Close.
Let's thank all our good friends on Patreon. Patreon. Let's thank our Patreons on Patreon. Julian Titus at the Nerds Without Pants podcast at pixelbit.com.
So instead of no pants, we're just going to yell, Tobias!
Jody
I'm going to
Lost
yell
and his
Tobias.
canon, the Triad Comics anthology at TriadComicStudios.com. Sam Shea, Craig Anderson, Joe Duff, Andrew Nelson Mendez at Recovery of an Anime Junkie podcast. Our good friend Darfox8 over at Manga Machinations. And Page Turners, a comic book podcast at pageturnerspodcast.libsyn.com. Go to Comic Conspiracy Podcast, geekbox.net, and iTunes, please. I don't know why any of you are trying to mouth the words. It's just I want to go, Scott. It's 11 o'clock at night.
Brock was reminding me to steal the Venom Blu-ray.
Sure.
He said, "Sure, do it."
Rate and review
Ryan's
us
done. He's
on
like, I'm
iTunes,
out.
please. YouTube.com/comicsconspiracy is where you can find all our previous episodes
You
on
just gotta be
YouTube.
like the Micro Machine.
It's a lot
guy
of audio.
going through this.
The Comic Conspiracy at geekbox.net, which is where you can send some emails and we'll read them on the podcast eventually. Patreon.com/Comic Conspiracy. Again, you want to hear your name, want to get some pimps on this list.
pimps.
Get some pimps.
We're gonna get some pimps.
Get some pimps.
Folks, this is the latest I've ever seen us go on this show.
And it's pretty well. It's 2 episodes. Digital.comicsconspiracy.biz is where you can find digital comic books where you can purchase from us and read on your computer, or iPad, or tablet, or phone, or whatever you want.
You could read them on your TV screen.
You can. Of course, you can also go to comicsconspiracy.biz where you can purchase physical comic books from us, which you get mail ordered directly to you
Hurry up.
from us. SpiritofBrock.com.
Sign up through the hub.
Blog and video
Sign
pull
up through the
list.
hub.
Gotta go home and watch
Where
some
you can
Titans.
have, you can watch Brock with his statue unboxing videos.
And
Wanderers in the Fourth Dimension podcast, which is Charlie's Doctor Who podcast, and of course, Etsy.com/shop/Leanne Hill Art. That is my wife Etsy's store. You can purchase some artwork from her on there. We are all on Twitter, all of us. Which I will not forget anyone because it's now written down on my list. Ryan Higgins, Ryan, Brock Sager, Larson Bryce, that's Bryce Larson in case you didn't know, Toby XI, that's Toby, Insanity and Chaos, that is Charlie, CS Shea, that is Scott Shea. What's the C stand for? Ask him, he'll tell you. That Kevin Sharp is that Kevin Sharp, and Comics Con Store is the store which we record Comic Conspiracy at.
You've been at the store more than 12
Comics
hours.
Conspiracy is the name of the store.
You've been at the store more than 12 hours.
Geekbox Comedy Button, Manga Machinations, and then the Infinite Binge over on YouTube. That is where you can find all our other people that are part of our little network and friends of the podcast. Please go listen to that
Finish
stuff.
line's in sight.
Thank you
Don't forget about Charlie and
for
Bryce.
listening to this podcast. Thank you. Keep listening.
Yes.
Thank you for continuing to listen for the next 45 minutes while Charlie and Bryce talk about their favorite comic books of 2018.
The over-under is 45 minutes on this. The Vegas line is 45.
Including Bryce's 10-way tie for fourth place.
In Marvel.
And Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel.
I thought it was 45 minutes just for his top
75 X-Men books of 2018.
Yeah, right.
We will catch you all next week. Thank you.
Hi, this is Charlie. I couldn't make the normal recording, so I am recording this to be spliced in or to be individually, however Ryan wants to do it. Oh, now we're on to my top 3 Marvel comic books. This list doesn't change very much from year to year, at least in the past couple of years. I'm giving it to Thor because the Aaron run on Thor has continued to be amazing, and it's finally sort of marching to that end with everything going on with the War of the Realms and everything, so I can't wait to see how that big finale goes. I'm giving it up to Amazing Spider-Man. Dan Slott ended his run very strong, and the new creative team on it has been doing a great job. I love the Black Cat story arc. Like, I was surprised how much I liked that particular story arc. I thought that was great. I like a lot of what they're doing with Mary Jane and stuff in that book, so I'm digging the current writer and team on Amazing Spider-Man. And I also have to give it up to the Cable comic, because that last arc they did that was just sort of this trip down memory lane for Cable fans was amazing. It was a little interesting to sort of insert a techno-organic monster chasing Cable, but I liked it. I really liked that trip down memory lane and the different eras I've read Cable in, and it also always helps to sort of bring back some of those memories that you haven't thought about, story arcs or stuff in the past, and that did a very good job of it. I need to give my honorable mention here to The Immortal Hulk. I have been surprised at how much I have been enjoying that book. I never really considered the Hulk like a horror comic, and even this is sort of light horror, but I like what they're doing with it. I don't necessarily need the Hulk to die every issue, but I also get, for these early issues, they're trying to make a point that just the Hulk cannot be killed, and I'm curious to see where they go with it. Top 3 DC comics, on the other hand, again, should be very familiar with anybody could have predicted this list for me, practically. We have the Tom King Batman, because everything he did leading up to the wedding and the aftermath of the wedding, and I mean, there were such amazing books out from that this year. You kind of had the double date between Catwoman and Batman and Lois and Clark. You had the Joker showing up, and then of course with the big reveal with Bane and everything. It was amazing, and I'm very invested in that comic. That's one of the sort of top books that when it comes out every week, I'm like, I need to read this. We also have Jeff Johns' Doomsday Clock. I wish more issues of it came out this year. I would love to be able to say it's wrapping up right now, but it's still a very enjoyable issue for me. I am very happy Jeff Johns is still writing comic books. So, and then I'm going to give it up to Justice League. And this was a little hard because I also kept thinking maybe Dark Knight Metal, maybe Justice League. It kind of flows together to a degree for me because one fed into the other. But what really set it apart for me is this last arc that they did in the book. I'm enjoying the Legion of Doom more than Justice League in these issues in a lot of ways. And the issue they did with the Joker recently, I loved. So that tipped me over the edge and made me go with Justice League. And my honorable mention for DC has to go to the Aquaman Jabberjaw issue. I loved that book. That book had me laughing. It kind of brought in all these other elements from various Hanna-Barbera. It was very good. I liked that issue. So I had to give it up to that. For top 3 games, we have Marvel Puzzle Quest, because I spend way too much time on that game, and yeah, it's just a fun time suck. And then these other 2 are kind of funny because I feel like I should have played more of them before giving it up, but at the same time, they're the stuff I'm most passionate to get back to right now. And that would be Spider-Man, because, duh, it's a Spider-Man video game. I've liked all of those. And Red Dead Redemption 2, because I loved the first one so much, and I was enjoying playing the second one. It's just then I got on to Spider-Man, and I only have so much time. And I want to give an honorable mention to the game Beat Saber for PlayStation VR. That game is just a lot of fun, especially if you're kind of into swords and lightsabers. Just cutting blocks is fun. Okay, I think that's everything that I have to cover. Hopefully this splices in well or gets released or whatnot. It feels like it should have been longer. But there you go. Okay, good night, good morning, signing off.